Hello everyone, on today's video we're going to be making a tumbling tower blocks thread spindle. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. And the first thing we're going to do is get the tumbling tower pieces and cut them to 1.5 inches long. We're going to need 4 of those pieces. And I'm using here my 2-inch cutoff saw from Harbor Freight. You can also use a pair of miter shears to cut these blocks, or a hacksaw, but I like using my little cutoff saw. Much easier for me. Now we're going to get all the blocks that we need for this project. We're going to need 12 blocks for the base. We're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks for the scissors holder. And then we're going to need 4 full blocks for the actual spindle. And the 4 pieces that we cut earlier, the 1.5-inch pieces for the actual spindle part. Now let's start with the base. We're going to glue 3 blocks together, and you're going to have 4 sets of those. And I don't have the Dollar Tree square, but I do have a little ruler that I'm going to line up the blocks with. Before I put these blocks together, I do run my fingers over the top because all these blocks are not always the same thickness. So you want to make sure that all the blocks are the same thickness on this. And I'm squeezing them together and then wiping the excess glue. Now we're going to get the 4 sets that we glued earlier, and we're going to turn them 90 degrees, so each set is going to be 90 degrees from the previous set. It's similar to the way I make my coasters. And I'm only using wood glue on this project, or any tumbling tower block project. I always use wood glue. This one is Gorilla Glue, but the Dollar Tree glue works just as well. Now to hold the symbol, I am cutting a piece of 1/2 inch dowel, which is actually the handle of the foam brushes. So when I finish with the foam brushes, I keep the dowel. And here I'm using my heat gun to get rid of the label on it, which is really stuck on there. But with your heat gun, it comes right off. I missed a step, or it got clipped off or something, but for the actual spindle, you would need a 1/4 inch dowel that's cut 3 3/4 long. Now we're going to get the blocks for the actual spindle. You're going to use 2 full blocks, and then the 1.5 inch blocks, we're going to stand it up on its end so it's taller than the side blocks. And the space in between those 2 blocks is the width of the dowel. So depending on the dowel that you use, just put the dowel in between the blocks, and you'll know that that's the size block that you need. Mine was 1.5 inch to cut the top block, and you do that for both sides. I let these dry until I go to the next step. And then you're going to use another set of those 1.5 inch blocks that we cut earlier. And you're going to put the dowel in there. And then this block will butt up to the dowel. So that way the dowel is nice and snug in there. This project was suggested to me by Kimberly from Pajama Quilter. She showed me a project and said, I think you can do these with tumbling tower blocks. So I did. What other project would you send me to try with tumbling tower blocks? Leave in the comments below. Now let's start working on the portion that holds the scissors. We're going to get 2 sets of blocks and glue those together. There we go. All nice and lined up. Then we're going to get the next blocks, and we're going to I guess it's making like a little box. It comes out square, more or less. And this is where you're going to insert your scissors on the little stand. If you're liking this content, please give me a thumbs up, share with your friends. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. It's free, and you can find a lot of more tumbling tower block projects in my playlists. This is just inspiration. You can make this base longer. You can make it hold more than one spool of thread. You can make these little scissor holders, make them several of them to hold several tools. So it's pretty endless on what you can add to this. Now that all the pieces are dry, let's start assembling. And we're putting the portion of the spindle thing, spindle holder, the blocks on the outside, because we want it nice and flush on the inside of the spindle holder. And we just again use some wood glue at the bottom here. And as I lined it up to the back of the base, and then I'm using another ruler, a smaller ruler, to make it even to the side, because you don't want it to overhang. Well, I didn't want it to overhang, so this is what I'm doing. So it's even to the back, and then by using the little small ruler, it's even on the sides as well. You can arrange all these different items any which way you want. I put the scissor holder towards the bottom right, and then I'm going to put the 1/2 inch dowel on the bottom left to hold the thimble. And I didn't show it on this one, but I do put a magnet on the side of the scissors to hold your little needles. And here's the finished item. I'm adding the little dowel with the thread through it. And again, just let it dry before you start handling it. I did stain my first one with the Waverly wax, and you can paint this any color you want. Until next time, be brave, be strong, and create a little thread spindle, not spool. It is a spool. It's a thread spindle.